The trials on Thunderhead Mountain were a storm of celestial lightning that nearly killed me. I thought I'd made it through. That is, until I was back at the academy, practicing my sword forms, and heard my mentor's thoughts for the first time. God, Ethan looks so hot when he's training. I just want to tackle him. The sword slipped from my grasp, clattering onto the marble floor. My focus, my spiritual center, it shattered into a million pieces. My name is Ethan Thorne, here at Ethelgard Academy, and in the world of mages at large, I'm known as the prodigy of my generation. I'm also the sole apprentice to Evelyn Reed, the head of Starlight Spire. My mentor, Evelyn, is a legend. She's ethereally beautiful, with a demeanor so cold it could freeze fire. She keeps everyone at arm's length. With me, her instruction is strict, her words clipped and precise. I always thought she was an iceberg, beautiful and impossible to melt. I thought my feelings for her were just respect, admiration, maybe even a little fear. Then, 3 days ago, I came back from Thunderhead Mountain. A freak bolt of celestial lightning struck me right on the head. I didn't die, but I woke up with this bizarre new power, which brings me to now. I'm on the training grounds of Starlight Spire. As usual, Evelyn is standing near the white jade balustrade, her hands clasped behind her back. Dressed in white that rivals the snow on the highest peaks, she watches me with a look of cool detachment. Your form is decent, but the flow of your energy is sluggish. It lacks harmony. Her crisp voice cut through the air, sharp as ever. Before, I would have taken a critique to heart, bowing my head and working to perfect my technique. But now a completely different voice echoed in my mind, drowning her out. Look at that waist. Those legs. The lines of his arms. He's a walking fantasy. His form is so damn sexy. And the sweat. Look at it trickling down his neck. I want to wipe it off for him. No, Evelyn, get a grip. You're his mentor, the cold, aloof master. My hands started to tremble. My very core was shaking. These last 3 days have felt like an eternity. At first, I was horrified, convinced I'd lost my mind and was suffering from magical psychosis. Then came the cautious tests, the subtle experiments. Finally, I had to accept the despairing truth. I, Ethan Thorne, could hear my Ice Queen mentor's inner thoughts. And her inner thoughts, well, they didn't quite match her public image. Not by a long shot. Ethan, Evelyn's cool voice sliced through my chaotic thoughts again. I jolted, sheathing my sword and bowing deeply. Yes, master, your mind is wandering. She glided towards me, each step graceful, her aura otherworldly. I kept my head down, not daring to look at that devastatingly beautiful face. I was afraid I'd burst out laughing if I did. Oh God, he looks even better up close. That chest, the faint outline of his abs. I just want to run headfirst into it. Why isn't he looking at me? Is my makeup not right? Is this gown not ethereal enough? Damn it, I even wore the new moon glow ethereal robe. He's so adorable with his head bowed. Oh no, what do? I really want to ruffle his hair. I lower my head even further. Master, please, I'm begging you, stop. My ears feel like they're on fire. She stopped right in front of me. A faint, elegant scent of cold lotus blossoms drifted to my nose. Look at me. Resigned, I lifted my head and met her eyes. They were like deep, clear pools in autumn, serene, indifferent, betraying no emotion. If I couldn't hear the hurricane raging in her mind, I would have been completely fooled. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. Aya, his eyes are so beautiful. I could just die. Stay calm, Evelyn. You are the head of this spire. You must be composed. Crap, my heart's beating too fast. Is my face red? I need a distraction. She reached out a slender finger and gently touched the space between my eyebrows. The contact was cool, but it sent a jolt like electricity through my entire body. I'm touching him. I touched him. His skin is so smooth. Aya! Her expression remained as placid as a frozen lake. Your core is unstable. Your aura is thin. It seems the trials on Thunderhead Mountain damaged your foundations. I have a clarity dew pill. Take it and meditate for an hour. She withdrew her hand, revealing a translucent, crystalline pill resting in her pale palm. I stared at the pill, a storm of conflicting emotions warring within me. I spent a fortune to have this made for him from a 300-year-old snow lotus heart. I wonder if he'll like it. Why isn't he taking it? Does he not want it? Oh no, is he going to distance himself from me now? This is a disaster. Why is winning him over so hard? My eye twitched. I quickly took the pill from her hand. Thank you, Master. If I hadn't, I was pretty sure her inner soap opera was about to reach a tragic season finale. She responded coolly, then turned and glided away, her robes fluttering behind her. Her silhouette was one of lonely, untouchable grace. Yes, he took my pill. He's mine now. I'm totally writing this in my Ethan diary tonight. I stood there, the pill still warm from her touch in my hand, watching her retreat. When was this going to end? If I played along with her act, I was going to go crazy. But if I didn't, I had to listen to her brain-meltingly tragic internal monologues, and honestly, it was exhausting. Maybe I should find a chance to call her out on all of it. A bold idea began to take root in my mind. Ever since I started hearing her thoughts, my training routine had become interesting. When she corrected my swordplay, she'd say, "Your strike is too slow, full of openings." But her mind would be screaming, "Ah, my boy is amazing." If he stabbed me in the heart with that move, I'd surrender on the spot. When she reviewed my studies, she'd say, "You've memorized the principles, but you lack flexibility. It's just rote learning." But her mind would be weeping, "Ugh, he's so handsome and serious even when he's just reciting texts. I want to kiss him." I felt my spiritual foundation, once a solid rock, slowly crumbling into a porous, hole-ridden mess. One evening, I was meditating in my private chambers when the wards at the entrance chimed. It was Evelyn's energy signature. I quickly got up to open the door, puzzled. What would she need from me this late? The stone door slid open, and the sight before me made my eyes widen. Evelyn was pale as a sheet, her lips a purplish hue. She was leaning against the stone wall, her body swaying. "Master, what happened to you?" I cried out, rushing forward to support her. Her body was soft and unnaturally hot. I was investigating a demonic presence and was careless. I was poisoned. Her voice was weak, her breathing ragged, as if she were on the verge of death. My heart clenched. My first instinct was to channel my energy into her to diagnose the problem. But in the next second, her perfectly healthy and energetic inner voice exploded in my head. "Ha, the old damsel in distress routine. I'm a genius. This fading soul, poison makeup, took me half an hour in the mirror. Does it look real enough? Convincing? Oh, my apprentice is holding me. Ha, I finally have an excuse to lean on him. He's even more solid than I imagined. That chest, those arms. So strong. He's so worried about me. This is great." My hands, holding her steady, froze in place. Oh, my God. She was faking being poisoned just to hit on me. "Master, you deserve an Oscar for that performance." "Master, what kind of poison is it? I'll report to the headmaster at once and summon the elders from the alchemist's spire," I said, forcing a look of panic while trying not to laugh. "There's no time," she whispered, shaking her head weakly as she collapsed more fully into my arms. "This poison is called etheric reversal. The only cure is for someone with a pure, young aspect core to pass their energy to me by mouth." Her voice grew softer, and a suspicious blush crept onto her cheeks. Ha, a classic from the old romance novels. Never fails. Mouth-to-mouth energy transfer. That's basically a kiss. Will you do it? Oh, to hell with my pride. I'm going for it. "Master, your internal ha is starting to scare me." I nearly lost my composure listening to her inner debate. But still, since you went to all the trouble of setting the stage, wouldn't it be rude for the leading man not to play his part? An idea sparked in my mind. A little counter scheme. And mouth to mouth, I stammered, acting shocked and flustered. But that would be improper. He's hesitating. I knew it. He doesn't care about me. Evelyn, you're such a failure. You can't even win over your own apprentice. Fine, whatever, I'll just say I died from the poison and then sneak off to another spire under a new name to watch him from afar. Her mental drama was already fast-forwarding to her own funeral. I had to cut her off. "But your life is on the line, Master. For you, I would do anything," I declared, my face a mask of grim determination, my eyes screaming, "I will sacrifice everything for my mentor." He agreed. OMA. I knew it. My Ethan is the best. I help her to my bed. The soft glow of the lumen stones in my chamber illuminated her pale, but still breathtakingly beautiful face. I took a deep breath, feigning nervousness. Master, forgive me for what I am about to do. I slowly leaned down. Her heartbeat was a frantic drum against my ear. It's happening, it's happening. My first kiss. I mean, it's for an act, but it's still my first kiss. Should I use tongue? The novels never specified. God, I'm so nervous. I bit back a laugh, held my breath, and moved closer to her purple-tinged lips. Just as our lips were about to touch, I let my hand slip as if my energy was unstable and my body lurched downward. MMPH. The softest sensation bloomed on my lips, softer and sweeter than I ever could have imagined, tinged with her unique scent of cold lotus. Evelyn's body went rigid. Her eyes flew open, wide as saucers. And her inner world wasn't just exploding with fireworks anymore. It was a full-blown cosmic Big Bang. We kissed. We kissed. We actually kissed. That wasn't just passing energy. That was lips on lips. Aya, his lips are so soft. Oh my God, I'm going to faint. I'm going to die of happiness. Was that on purpose? He totally did that on purpose. That little devil. He's so smooth. Kiss me more. Don't stop. I chuckled internally. You asked for this, master. Instead of pulling away, I committed to the mistake, pretending I was struggling to transfer my energy while our lips remained sealed together. I even, as if by accident, pressed a little harder. The thoughts in her head devolved into an endless stream of exclamation points. Her entire system had crashed. I could feel her body go limp, melting like warm honey in my arms. Her face was so red it looked like it was about to catch fire. Feeling like the act had gone on long enough. Any longer, and I might not be acting anymore, I struggled to sit up, panting heavily, putting on a show of being completely drained. Master, are you feeling any better? Evelyn lay on the bed, her eyes hazy and shimmering with moisture. There was no trace of a poison woman left in her. She just stared at me blankly. It took her a long moment to find her voice. Yes, much, much better. She subconsciously touched her own lips, her gaze darting away, unable to meet mine. Oh God, I broke character. I must look like a total creep right now. Quick, put the Ice Queen mask back on. She cleared her throat, forcing herself back into that cold persona. Thank you for your trouble, Ethan. The poison has been purged. I am merely drained of energy and need to rest. As she spoke, she leaped off the bed with a fluid grace that completely betrayed her drained state. Only the crimson flush of her face and ears gave her away. Since I am fine, I will take my leave. With that, she practically fled towards the door. At the entrance, she paused, her back to me, and said in her usual frosty tone, "Tonight's events are not to be mentioned to anyone." It's over. I don't want it to be. His lips were even softer than I imagined. Was that a slip? Or did he do it on purpose? It must have been an accident. But even if it was, I'm so happy. Oh my God, that was so intense. I have to write this in my diary when I get back. No, I have to draw it, to preserve it forever. Before the thought even finished, her figure vanished into the night. I watched her frantic escape, and finally, I couldn't hold it in any longer. A low laugh escaped my lips. For days after that night, Evelyn didn't dare come near me. Whenever she saw me from a distance, she'd bolt like a startled rabbit, finding the longest possible detour. But her inner monologue was more active than ever. He's coming this way. He's coming this way. Wado-ido. Wado-ido. Should I pretend I don't see him? Or give him a cold glare? Oh no, he's looking at me. His eyes are so deep. Is he thinking about that night? About the kiss? No, I must be dignified. I am his mentor. And then she would teleport away, leaving me standing there, caught between laughter and exasperation. This went on until the start of the Academy's annual Grand Gauntlet. As the leading figure of my generation, I was naturally the center of attention. I cut through the early rounds with ease, making my way to the finals. My mentor, as the head of Starlight Spire, sat high on the viewing platform with the other elders, her expression a mask of indifference as she surveyed the arena. She was the very picture of an unapproachable ice queen. But I could hear her. Her mind was throwing the most epic, one-woman cheering session in history. Go, Ethan. Ethan's the best. Take him down with one strike. Hey, that little punk, did he just snip off a single strand of Ethan's hair? He's dead. I'm gonna find him after this and stuff him in a sack. Wow, that Starfall reversal move was so cool. That's my apprentice. God, I want to have his babies. Master, please remember who you are. The baby thing is a little much. My final opponent was the top disciple from the Warden's Hall, a powerhouse in his own right. We battled for what felt like an eternity before I finally secured a narrow victory. The moment I won, the entire arena erupted, and my mentor's mind basically threw a rock concert. We won. We won. We're the champions. I knew it. My Ethan is the GOAT. Okay, stay cool. Your spire head, be elegant. Hold it in, Evelyn, do not smile. Do not let the corners of your mouth turn up. I looked up at the viewing platform, at her stunning face, desperately trying to remain serene while her ears burned a bright, telltale red. A wave of fondness washed over me. Before the award ceremony, a pretty girl in a daffodil yellow dress approached me, carrying a bowl of steaming broth. Senior Ethan, congratulations on your victory. I'm Chloe Miller, daughter of Elder Miller from the Alchemist Spire. I saw how much energy you expended, so I made you this vitality draft. Please, drink it while it's warm. She held the bowl out, her beautiful eyes fixed on me, making no effort to hide her affection. The other students around us started to hoot and whistle. Oh, looks like Junior Chloe has her heart set on Senior Ethan. They look so good together. A perfect match. Before I could even think of a polite refusal, the weather in my mentor's mind went from sunny skies to a Category 5 hurricane. Where did this little nobody come from? Try to get her own scene. Old Man Miller's daughter? She's not even half as pretty as me, and she has the nerve to hit on my apprentice? Vitality draft? More like a love potion from a little fox. Look at her, practically gluing her eyes to my Ethan. And her hands. Get your hands off him. Don't you dare touch the hem of his robe. Ethan, don't you dare drink that. If you drink that, you're no apprentice of mine. If you do it, I'll make you copy out the meditation sutras 10,000 times. No, 100,000 times. The jealousy was so potent I could practically smell it from 50 feet away. It was like a whole barrel of aged vinegar had come to life. Amused, I took a deliberate step back, creating distance between myself and Chloe. Thank you for your kindness, Junior Chloe. But my mentor taught me never to accept rewards I haven't earned. I cannot take this. Chloe's face fell. Senior Ethan, I didn't mean anything by it. I just admire you. Admire him? My ass. You're just thirsty for his body, you little hussy. My mentor's inner thoughts had now resorted to name-calling. I had a feeling that if I didn't resolve this quickly, she was going to leap down from the platform and personally tear her rival to shreds. Just then, the headmaster walked up, ready to present the award. Seeing the scene, the good-natured old man chuckled. It seems our champion is quite popular with the female disciples. Ethan, my boy, you're at an age where you should be thinking about finding a partner. Elder Miller's daughter here is an excellent choice, in both talent and looks. At his words, color returned to Chloe's cheeks, and she gave me a shy look. My mentor's inner world, however, had just entered the apocalypse. It's over. It's over. Even the headmaster is playing matchmaker. My perfect boy, the one I raised so carefully, is about to be snatched away by some piglet. My Ethan, he's going to be stolen from me. No, no, no. I'm heartbroken. Evelyn, you're a failure. You can't even hold onto your own apprentice. Her mind was a wasteland of sorrow. It was so tragic, I didn't know whether to pity her or laugh. I turned. I didn't look at Chloe, nor did I look at the headmaster. Instead, I stared directly at the high platform, at that solitary, elegant figure. I bowed deeply in her direction, and my voice, amplified by my own energy, boomed across the entire arena. Headmaster, with all due respect, my path is already chosen. In this life, I, Ethan Thorne, vow to serve my mentor and my mentor alone, to protect her always and forever. Dead silence. Everyone was stunned by my shocking public declaration. 1,000 pairs of eyes, shocked, confused, disbelieving, darted back and forth between me and my mentor. Chloe's face was ashen, but I only had eyes for her, for my high and mighty, cold as ice mentor. Her inner world, after a moment of complete system failure, experienced the most violent explosion in its history. What? What did he say? He said he'd only serve me, always and forever. He's confessing to me. He's confessing to me in front of the entire academy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is happening too fast. I'm going to fly. I'm going to ascend to the heavens. Don't anyone try to stop me. Ha 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 ha. Did you hear that, you fools? He's mine. Mine. Hey, you. The Miller girl. Did you see that? You got no chance. Ha ha. But on the outside, after her initial shock, she simply, slowly, gave me a small nod. Her perfect lips parted, and she uttered a few impossibly cool words. A noble sentiment, disciple. The surrounding elders just stared at each other, certain they had misheard. The headmaster coughed awkwardly, trying to smooth things over. Haha. Well, Ethan's devotion to his mentor is certainly admirable. Yes, respecting one's teacher is a fine quality. I looked at Evelyn, at her desperate attempt to remain composed, and at the joy that was threatening to burst out of her, and I couldn't suppress a smile. Master, I thought, your acting skills are getting scarily good, but I'm really looking forward to the day I get to peel back all those layers myself. I wonder what kind of expression you'll make then. At the victory banquet for the Grand Gauntlet, the hall was buzzing. As the champion, I was the center of attention, with a constant stream of people wanting to offer toasts. But I kept my mentor's inner commentary in mind, keeping a polite but firm distance from any female disciples who approached me. Evelyn sat at the main table, as reserved and quiet as ever, but her eyes kept drifting towards me. Every time I turned down a drink from a hopeful admirer, a line of text would scroll through her mind. Well done. That's my boy. Yes, that's the face. Cold, ruthless, crush all their pathetic little hopes. Meanwhile, she herself was, quite uncharacteristically, downing glass after glass of the celebratory moonpetal wine. The headmaster and the other elders were lavishing praise on me, piling on rewards. I thanked each of them graciously, but my gaze always returned to that silent figure in white, sipping her wine. My mentor was happy tonight. Her face was a blank slate, but I could hear her thoughts loud and clear. My apprentice is the best, the absolute goat. Did you see the looks on the other elders' faces? Pure envy. So satisfying. They used to say my Starlight Spire had no future. Well, look who's laughing now. My boy may be so proud today. I have to reward him properly when we get back. What should the reward be? Maybe I could reward him with myself? Ha ha ha. I'll just pretend to be drunk later. I nearly choked on my own drink. Master, your thoughts are getting more dangerous by the minute. Sure enough, halfway through the feast, she started to fade. First, a charming blush crept up her cheeks, her eyes turning hazy. Then, her body began to sway. Am I overdoing it? The effect seems to be working, though. They all look convinced. Why isn't Ethan coming to get me yet? Look at me. Your poor mentor is about to fall over. If I fall, will you be the first one to rush over and catch me? I watched her one-woman show, a wry smile on my lips. Master, I've already memorized your script. I set down my glass, walked over to her side, and just as she was about to fall, I caught her arm. Master, you've had too much to drink. Allow me to escort you back. Her warm breath tickled my neck. The sweet aroma of wine mixed with her unique lotus scent was intoxicating. Ethan, she murmured, looking up at me with misty, drunken eyes. Her voice was soft, almost a whine. My head is spinning. With that, her whole body went limp, collapsing very conveniently into my arms. Success. I'm in his arms. His embrace is so warm, so strong, so safe. I want to stay here forever. I held her steady, feeling the soft weight in my arms, a sense of amused resignation washing over me. The feel of her, the scent of her, it was enough to make my own head spin. Steeling myself, I nodded to the other elders, who were all wearing knowing smirks. Elders, my mentor can't hold her liquor. I'm taking her back to her spire. They all smiled, their expressions screaming, we get it. It seems Headmistress Reed is truly drunk. That boy Ethan, he's so considerate. Go on, Ethan, take your mentor back to rest, the headmaster said, giving me the perfect out. I scooped her up into my arms. She let out a small gasp and instinctively wrapped her arms around my neck, curling into my chest like a contented cat. A Princess Carrie. It's a Princess Carrie. I've dreamed about this. He's carrying me. He's carrying me. I can't. I just can't. I'm going to die from happiness. I held this little actress who was outwardly drunk but inwardly losing her mind with joy and walked out of the great hall under the envious stares of the entire academy. The night air was cool, the moonlight bright. The path back to Starlight Spire was deserted. She kept her face buried in my chest, perfectly still, as if she were really asleep. But I knew better. The floodgates of her mind had opened, and a stampede of thoughts was racing through my head. He's so steady. His arms are so strong. My face is pressed against his chest. I can hear his heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. It's beating at the same rhythm as mine. Does this count as being in sync? When we get back to my room, he'll put me on the bed. And then what? What happens then? Will he tuck me in? Will he sit by my bed and watch over me? Or will he take advantage of me being drunk and steal a kiss? I'm so excited and nervous. Ha ha ha. Listening to her fantasies, it didn't slow my pace. I carried her all the way to her personal chambers and gently laid her down on her large, soft cloud silk bed. She kept her eyes closed, her long lashes trembling, the very picture of a sleeping beauty waiting to be kissed. I leaned over and pulled the blanket over her. Her heart rate spiked. Here we go. The next step. What's he going to do? I simply sat down on the edge of the bed and watched her, this woman who had fooled the entire world with her icy facade. A minute passed. Then another. She was clearly getting antsy. Why isn't he doing anything? Is he just going to stare? Was my performance not charming enough? Come on, do something, you blockhead. This is the perfect opportunity. She was practically screaming at me in her head. I couldn't help it. A low chuckle escaped my lips. In a quiet room, it sounded unnaturally loud. The sleeping beauty's body went rigid. I reached out, but instead of touching her cheek, I gently flicked her forehead. Then, I leaned in close to her ear and whispered, "Stop faking it, master." For a moment, the world went silent. The endless stream of thoughts in my head stopped. Even her breathing hitched. Her inner world wasn't just experiencing an explosion. It was the collapse of an entire dimension. What? What did he just say? I'm hearing things. I drank too much. It has to be an auditory hallucination. There's no way he knows. My acting was flawless. Right, just keep sleeping. I heard nothing. I reached out again, this time gently brushing a stray strand of hair from her cheek. I looked at her tightly shut eyes, the smile on my face growing wider. I continued in that same devilish whisper, beginning the reckoning I'd been looking forward to for so long. Where should I begin? Was it when you thought, Ethan looks so hot when he's training, I just want to tackle him? With every word, her body grew more rigid. Or was it when you were accidentally poisoned and needed me to give you mouth to mouth? I paused for effect. Oh, and at the Grand Gauntlet. Where did this little nobody come from? Try to get her own scene. Master, your inner monologue is quite the show. Finally, she couldn't pretend anymore. Those beautiful eyes snapped open. There wasn't a trace of drunkenness in them, only a tidal wave of shock, panic, and absolute, soul-crushing humiliation. She shot upright in bed, staring at me in disbelief. Her voice trembled. You, how could you? I watched her, utterly fascinated, as the color of her face shifted from shocked white to a deep, mortified crimson. She looked like a ripe apple, begging to be bitten. How could I know? I smiled, tapping my own head. Let's just say the lightning on Thunderhead Mountain gave me a little upgrade. It lets me hear things I probably shouldn't. For instance, the thoughts of a certain mentor who appears cold and noble on the outside, but is secretly running a constant stream of commentary about how to pounce on her own apprentice. She was completely stunned, petrified. Her mind was a blank slate of pure horror. It's over. It's all over. My cover, my secret thoughts, all my shameful, embarrassing fantasies. He knows all of them. Evelyn Reed had lived for 500 years, and never once had she wanted to crawl into a hole and die as much as she did right now. She looked at the teasing smirk on my face, and her eyes, filled with shame and fury, instantly welled with tears. When? When did you find out? She asked, her voice thick with unshed tears. She looked like a cornered animal, all her secrets laid bare. That look, so vulnerable and pitiful, made my heart soften. Maybe I'd taken this too far. The playful smirk vanished from my face, replaced by an expression of gentle sincerity. From the very first day I returned from the mountain, I said, "So you just been laughing at me this whole time?" She bit her lip, a tear finally escaping and tracing a path down her cheek. "It's over. I can never face him again. He must think I'm some shameless lunatic. He's gonna hate me. 500 years of my reputation gone. I just want to die. Does he think I'm pathetic? Is he going to cut ties with me? Does he find me disgusting? My love story, is it over before it even began?" Her mind was already staging another tragedy. I sighed and reached out, gently wiping the tear from her cheek. "No, I wasn't laughing at you." My voice was soft, impossibly gentle. At first, I was confused. My focus was a wreck. I didn't know how to face you. How could my revered mentor be like this? But slowly, I started to realize something. I paused, looking her straight in the eye. This version of my mentor is actually much more adorable. She froze, forgetting to cry, just staring at me. "What did you say? You call me adorable?" I couldn't help but smile at her dazed expression. Listening to your thoughts, watching you clumsily act out scenes from your romance novels, seeing you get jealous for me, happy for me, watching you struggle to maintain your Ice Queen persona while secretly cheering me on and losing your mind over me. Do you know what that was like, Master? It was magical. It was like I had this secret key to your heart, a glimpse of the real, vibrant, adorable you. I didn't feel like I was watching a joke. I just felt like my mentor was no longer some distant, untouchable goddess on a pedestal. She could cry and laugh and get jealous and be shy and think all sorts of ridiculous things. She became real, tangible, and I found that my focus was more chaotic than ever. Because it was chaotic. For you. She was completely stunned. The tragic drama in her head was replaced by a stream of flashing question marks. Is he confessing to me? He's not exposing me just to humiliate me? He likes me? He likes the me with the crazy inner monologue? Is this real? Am I dreaming? She instinctively pinched herself. Ouch! It was definitely real. Seeing her like this, so endearingly clueless, I couldn't hold back any longer. I leaned forward, cupping her face in my hands. She gasped, and I lowered my head, capturing her lips with mine. This time, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't a counter scheme. It was a real kiss, possessive, filled with all the love I'd been suppressing, and overflowing with the silent understanding that had grown between us. MMPH. Evelyn's eyes flew open to their widest extent. Her brain shut down completely. Key. He's kissing me. He's really kissing me. This isn't an act. It's not a dream. All the shame, all the anxiety, all the heartbreak, it all dissolved in that one kiss, replaced by a tidal wave of pure joy and sweetness. After the initial shock, her body's instincts overrode her shyness. Trembling, she lifted her arms, not just to loop around my neck, but to pull me closer, to hold me tight. She began to kiss me back, clumsy and inexperienced, but with an earnestness that stole my breath. The kiss was long and deep, as if we were trying to pour weeks of silent tension and secret affection into that single moment. We only broke apart when the need for air became overwhelming. My mentor's face was a beautiful, deep shade of red. She was panting, her eyes glistening with moisture, a radiant glow about her. The cold, aloof spire head was gone, replaced by a girl who had just fallen in love. You, she stammered, unable to form a complete sentence. My apprentice kissed me. He's so bold, but I love it. His kiss. It's so sweet. I want another one. Hearing that last little thought, I couldn't help but laugh. I rested my forehead against hers, looking into her shining, lovesick eyes. Master, I love you. Will you be with me? She was still breathing heavily, blushing so hard she looked like she might combust. She wanted to bury herself in the blankets and hide. But this time, she didn't run. She looked at me, her eyes brighter and more full of love than I had ever seen. Her inner monologue was a single joyful shout. I will. I will. A million times I will. But all she managed to say out loud was a tiny shy I smiled. Is not enough, master. I need to hear you say it. Say you'll be my partner. She buried her face in my chest, too embarrassed to look at me. You're bullying me. Am I? I drew out the word, teasing, because I can hear you screaming, I will in your head right now. Stop it, she mumbled, hitting my chest with a weak fist that felt more like a caress. I wrapped my arms tighter around her, whispering in her ear, all right, I'll stop talking. My lips found hers again. We could just do it instead. In the moonlit chamber, the night was filled with things other than sleep. He's so good at this. I'm Milton. Ethan, my wonderful apprentice. No, my wonderful husband. And for the first time, our thoughts were in perfect sync.